Hey everybody. It's been a little while at this point since I posted a video. So if there's anybody watching, then I apologize for my brief hiatus. So today I'm going to talk about just a thought I've had the last little while, specifically yesterday and today. Um, and you might think that this sounds kind of pathetic or kind of lame or any number of pejorative adjectives. But just, stick with me. And, I'm trying to just share how I feel. Um, Conservative people, like Republicans in the United States, conservative Americans, are scary. They are scary people because they have no sense of empathy for anyone other than themselves, and even really for themselves. Like it's rooted from insecurity and self-loathing. They are like they're If you actually step back and really think about the policy positions or like the opinions of a lot of right-wing individuals, like it's wretched, it's evil. And I am the only person in my immediate family who's not hard on the right wing. There are levels to this, of course. Guys like my brother are super hard right, like far right fascist, basically. And then, my dad is on the right wing, but, he hates Trump and he isn't a Bible bashing fucking cretin. He's just a libertarian, which is bad in different ways. But anyway, I'm getting off track here. I'm the only one in the immediate family who is not like a Republican. I'm the only one in the family who's not hard on the right. And I feel very isolated. And sometimes I will listen to my family speak, and all I can think is if I were not related to these people, I would want nothing to do with them. And maybe that makes me a bad leftist or a bad progressive person, because I'm not willing to cut out bad people because they're my family, or people who have bad opinions. I don't even want to call them outright bad people, but like people who have bad opinions, and believe bad things. Like maybe I'm a bad leftist for not cutting them out. But if I cut out everyone from my life who was racist, I would have no family left. If I cut out everyone from my life who was, against LGBT people, either expressly or like implicitly, I would have no family. And my for all their flaws, I still love my family and I still like them and I still want to spend time with them and I still want to be connected to them. But just like, I guess that's really what it comes down to. Is I was sitting in a family gathering yesterday thinking to myself that if I was not related to you guys, I would not want to anything to do with any of you people. Like it's shocking, and it's really scary to step back and just think about it, because every single like Republican position is about hurting someone that you don't like, and is about hurting the poor and hurting the black and hurting the gay or queer community, or hurting immigrants, or hurting liberals or leftists. That's every core value of the Republican Party in the United States is about hurting someone. That's all they really care about. And that's the end game of every single Republican policy point, is to hurt others. And really, at the end of the day, to enrich yourself, maybe, or more importantly, to enrich billionaires. Because if there's one other element to conservatism besides racism, it's licking billionaires' ball sacks. And it's like the lack of empathy, I guess, as my friend put it, is really the shocking part, and that's the part that's scary and intimidating. And I conceal my politics for the most part. I mean, they would probably call me a liberal. They probably think I am a Democrat, which I am not a Democrat. But I'm not going to correct them otherwise, because I am genuinely afraid of what they might say or do if they realize where I truly stand on the political spectrum. Now, I don't think that, like, that doesn't mean I think that they would kill me or something. That's not what I mean. But I would be, I am fairly confident in saying that I would be heavily shunned to an even greater extent, where I'm already very isolated from the, and all I want to talk, maybe not all they want to talk about, but a majority of what they want to talk about is political crap that I have no interest in engaging on, because I can't stand all of it, and they would hate my actual opinions on basically everything, almost everything. So I guess that's my thoughts for today, is that conservative Americans scare the shit out of me. And if I was not an American, I would be very scared of conservative Americans. And I would not want to come here. If I were a foreign citizen, I would have no interest in coming here for the foreseeable future, really. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Because, they're taking people's phones at the border to search for, like, dissenting opinions. And if you criticize Trump or Elon or the government, they'll deny you entry. Or there was that guy up in Boston at Logan Airport who got detained and tortured at Logan for days on end. He was a green card holder who was living in New Hampshire, and he wasn't even, he was from Germany. He was white and from a white country, and they still waterboarded the shit out of him, and allegedly, but I think it's probably real. They tortured him, basically. And that's when you know that we're in some real shit now, when they're doing that to white people from white countries. Like, that's when you know and that story gets so little press for that reason, because all the racist ass Republicans, if they saw that happening on a big scale to a guy like that, there would be upcry. But you can publish all of the same equally or even worsely horrendous stories of non-white people, like the Palestinian activist who got kidnapped from Colombia and is who knows where right now with his pregnant wife, who is a citizen, and he is a green card holder, and who knows where he is. He's been missing for weeks because the government kidnapped him to bring him to an undisclosed location to presumably torture him and probably kill him. I mean, I guess we don't know what's going to happen yet, or at least I don't know as of the recording of this video. But you hear stories like that, and yeah, it's awful. It's arguably even worse than what happened to the guy from Germany. But those get press in the media because Republicans can see it and cheer it on because he's brown. Whereas the story from the guy from Germany has gotten a lot less coverage because he's white, and they wouldn't want Republicans seeing that those things are happening to white people and white immigrants, because those are the good guys, because we just don't want those filthy brown people anymore. I'm speaking as a caricature of a Republican, of course. Those are not my personal beliefs. But that's my thought for today. Conservatives are terrifying, and they're morally reprehensible. And I wish that everyone I care about deeply in my immediate family would see the light. But I don't really foresee that happening anytime soon, unfortunately. But that's all for today. If you're watching this video, then I appreciate it. Stay tuned for my next thoughts at a later date. And try and stay safe out there for anyone really. Unless you're a conservative, then you're fine because, well, there'll be a purity spiral eventually, but that's a video for another day. Stay safe out there, everybody.